Hey there, welcome back to this part 2 of a 4-part video series on preparing for the assessment test for an AWS job prior to the interview. So if you're jumping on this video, then I'll tell you the little bit background. But if you've already watched this part 1 of this 4-part video series, then you can skip the intro part and jump straight to the question answer section. So as I said, so this is just to give you background if you're coming on this video directly and hitting first time, is that typically when companies go for interviews, prior to the interview they might send you assessment form. Either you need to answer them in front of a person, or they will send you the interview assessment and say complete this assessment, so that they know whether you can qualify technically at least a very basic level to have the knowledge of AWS cloud. Questions that you're going to see in this video will cover the next set of questions and how to answer them, or what could be the correct answer. Now, as I said in the part 1 of this video series, if you have any questions, if you have any follow-up questions, if you have your own interview questions you appeared and you want us to cover them as well, leave them under comment section. And immediately after this video, go and watch the previous video if you've not done that. And and then after this video, next week we're going to release a 3rd part of this video series, and then week after that 4th part of the series. But if you're watching that in future dates, that should all be in the playlist. So go and watch this interview assessment test for AWS job prior to the actual interview. So let's see these questions, please.
And in this video, let's discuss the 6th question of our technical questions. Let's say you have prepared and decided on the migration plan of 150 on-site applications by rehosting it to the cloud via lift and shift method, or you can use a strategy for your organization. What benefits do you think this strategy will have for your organization? We need to select the 2 options here. So let's say the options are instant and easy migration, hosting cost reduction for long term, ensures analytics, and also minimizes the migration costs. As we all know that it is very easy and also it is instant to migrate the on-site applications to the cloud. So our first option is the correct answer here. And hosting cost reduction for a long term. So this is not correct, and also ensures analytics. This is also not correct, and it minimizes the migration cost. This is true because migration costs are minimized when we are moving our on-site applications to the cloud. So this is the correct answer. Let's continue with the 7th question, that is, what would be your response to the customer's question about why customers should use NAT, that is Network Address Translation. As we all know that NAT, it is a network address translation. It is used to preserve and protect the IP addresses while transferring a packet over the internet for security. And this NAT works on the router that connects 2 or more networks and also translates the private IP address to the legal addresses and retains their identity before transferring the packet or private information over the global network. So we can go with the option that is maximize network security by keeping internal addressing private. So this is the correct answer for our question. Coming to the 8th question, which option from the following will likely ensure the minimum transfer time in migrating 10 petabyte data from one data center to another in the diverse geographical location or continent? Pause for a minute and look into the options here which are given, and you can also choose the correct answer. Let's discuss it now. It would help if you had a new and dedicated internet connection for the data migration. The second option is store the data to an external device and transport it via airship, and then transfer the compressed data files via FTP on the internet, and then transfer the encrypted and compressed data via VPN connection. So these are the 4 options which are provided for the question number 8. And as we all know that petabytes and terabytes of data from one data center to another on the other side of the continent will take months and years to transfer the data, no matter how fast your network is. And a practical method to transfer 10 petabyte of data is to load it to a physical appliance and ship it to a cloud provider. However, another cost-effective time-saving method is AWS Snowball, where shippable Snowball edge storage optimized devices are used to migrate petabyte data and then ship the data to the AWS cloud. So this will be the second option, that is store the data to an external device and then transport it via airship. This is the correct answer for our question, as we have discussed the reason why. And let's go to the next question, that is to support 7 virtual machines, which subnet provides minimum number of usable IP addresses. And now let's discuss the 10th question, that is which replication method would you use for only file changes instead of entire file changes? We have 4 options here. One is active replication, block-based replication, passive replication, and file-based replication. This is the direct answer, as the block-based replication would be suitable to replicate only file changes instead of entire files for backup applications. So block level replication uses individual storage blocks, but file-based replication copies the entire file. If you have to replicate 1 KB, it is ideal to backup only the storage blocks rather than the entire file. So block replication is effective when you need file versioning. So this is the correct answer for this question. Coming to the 11th question, does RAID 1 protect accidental deletion for a company's data? RAID 1 does not protect your company's data from accidental deletion or provide any backup. RAID 1 or higher array only offers protection of redundancy storage data. If one disk fails, the other disk will have a complete copy of your data. So we can say that the second option, no, as data is removed from all disks in parallel, it is not going to protect accidental deletion of the data. This is the correct option for this question. The next question is, which migration method is suitable for migrating from an on-premise MS MySQL Server database to the cloud-based open source database like Amazon RDS for PostgreSQL? Here the options are rehosting, replatforming, refactoring, and then repurchasing. The migration from an on-premise Microsoft SQL Server database to a cloud-based, managed, and open source database like Amazon RDS is done via replatforming. This is a process where we can create a backup file from the on-premise Microsoft SQL Server database, and then we can upload the backup file to the Amazon S3 by creating a bucket in the S3 using the AWS Direct Connect. So replatforming is a correct answer here. And the 13th question is, how many public IP addresses are required to host and run a single website on 4 web servers in the private subnet area, where the website should be accessible to the users from the internet? A single website, answer here is 1, and the explanation is, a single website on 4 web servers in a private subnet space will use only 1 public IP address. The web servers need not be accessible directly. You need 1 public IP address to run the web server. So the correct answer here is 1. And the 14th question is, why would you prefer cloud computing over on-premise data centers? Here we need to select the 2 options. The options which are provided here are offers pay-as-you-go model, and then flexible and secure management for physical infrastructure, ability to use geo-dispersed regions, and then offers outsourcing security to the cloud provider. As we all know, the benefits of using cloud computing compared to on-premise data centers are like the low maintenance cost, so you can save the cost for hardware purchases and updates, and then the cheaper resources. We can scale the cloud as per our needs, and pay as you go also involved, and the rapid elasticity, cost reduction, and also for operating infrastructure there is a flexibility for the cloud environment as well. So we can say it is because the cloud has pay as you go model, where we can pay only for the resources that we use, and then the resources like we are geo dispersed through the regions. So these two are the correct answers for this question. And the 15th question is, what are the two relevant factors that best describe the time needed for data migration? Here we need to select two options. So we can say that the lower the bandwidth, the more the data would be in the pipeline. So we can say that third and the fourth are the correct answers for this. As the lower the bandwidth, the more data would be in the pipeline. Similarly, if the data volume increases, the bandwidth is lower and the data loss may occur. So these are the two options which are correct for this question. Thank you so much for staying us till the end of this video, and I have something special to share with you. We have a free class on AWS, and the best part is it's available for everyone. All you have to do is just click on the link in the description below and you'll be redirected to this page. If you're just starting out, you can just type www.k21academy.com/AWS02 and click on enter. All the information which will be covered in the class is listed down here. What you have to do is you just have to select the date and provide the name and email ID and then the phone number, and you can click on register now. Then you'll be redirected to the thank you page. You can add this to your calendar as well, and I promise you this is something that you don't want to miss. So go ahead, click on the link in the description and step into the world where learning has no boundaries. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.